Have you ever solved a CAPTCHA? You know, click on all the traffic lights, select the buses, find the crosswalks. You thought you were just proving to a website that you're not a robot, but in reality, you were training artificial intelligence for free, millions of times. And today I'm going to tell you exactly how that worked and how it all ended. In the early 2000s, the internet ran into a problem: bots. They were registering on websites, spamming forums, buying up concert tickets. There needed to be a way to tell humans apart from machines. In 2000, a group of researchers at Carnegie Mellon invented CAPTCHA, completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart. The idea was simple: give people a task that's easy for a human but impossible for a computer, like reading distorted letters on a noisy background. One of the creators of CAPTCHA, Luis von Ahn, started thinking, what if all this human effort could actually be put to good use? Every day, people around the world were solving millions of CAPTCHAs. That's millions of hours of intellectual labor, going absolutely nowhere. So he invented reCAPTCHA. The scheme was elegant. Users were shown two words. One was a control word. The system already knew the answer. The second was a scan of real text from an old book that computers couldn't read. If someone correctly entered the control word, the system trusted them, and their answer to the second word went straight into a database. Millions of people, without realizing it, digitized newspaper archives, books, and historical documents. Von Ahn literally turned CAPTCHA into a crowdsourcing project on a global scale. In 2009, Google acquired reCAPTCHA, and the scheme grew even larger. By this point, the challenge had changed. Google wanted to teach AI to understand images. For self-driving cars, Google Street View, and photo search. But training a neural network requires billions of labeled images. Someone had to look at each one and say, that's a traffic light, that's a car, that's a pedestrian, and that's where we came in. Do you remember CAPTCHAs with pictures? Click on all the traffic lights? Here's how it worked. One image in the grid was a control. The answer was already known. The rest were new images the system didn't know how to classify yet. Your answer plus a million answers from other people equals training data for an AI. We labeled datasets for computer vision. We helped teach algorithms to see streets, cars, and road signs. We may have literally helped train self-driving cars. And now, the most absurd part of this whole story. CAPTCHA was created so that bots couldn't solve it. But we trained AI so well on our answers that neural networks now solve CAPTCHAs more accurately than humans do. In 2014, Google ran its own test. Humans solved text CAPTCHAs correctly 33% of the time. AI scored 99.8%. The classic CAPTCHA was killed by the very thing it was feeding. Today, Google uses reCAPTCHA v3. It doesn't ask you anything at all. It simply watches how you move your mouse, how you scroll, how long you spend on a page. And from that behavior, it decides whether you're a human or a bot. You know what strikes me most about this story? Not that we were used, but how elegant it was. Luis von Ahn took a routine task that people were already doing anyway and turned it into something meaningful. First, digitizing books, then training AI. That's crowdsourcing at its finest. There's just one question left. If we already taught AI to see traffic lights and read road signs, what are we teaching it to do right now without even realizing it? Think about that.